lot of action. It's a beautiful time to get out. Want to enjoy those fall leaves, hopefully. And so we are escaping. I know there's always plenty more work to do, but I feel like I need, as I told a friend of mine, air and prayer. So that's what we're doing. And I have Caspian with me, Sam is with me, and Travis is driving. Sam is giving him some instructions. So we'll see what kind of an adventure that we have. We arrived at our favorite spot, and Sam and Travis are getting the camper situated, although I think it's a little bit over to the other side that we're used to. And of course the dog is anxious. Don't dare let him off the leash. But it's going to be a dark time because there's only a sliver of a moon, but we are going to see what happens. The stars are out. It's really beautiful, and we have explored a lot of this area. You can see the videos that we have had before in the description below. A lot of different exciting things have happened here. So, and it's beautiful. The aspens are turning. I tried to take a few videos of us driving, but it was really difficult. Yeah, so we're just gonna enjoy our time, and if you like what we do, if you wouldn't mind dropping a few coins in our Patreon, we would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to raise the funds to be able to get some equipment like good night binoculars and so forth. So anyway, well, we will settle in for the night, and get the camper settled, eat dinner, I'm starving, and then who knows, maybe listen and watch or look at the stars. I climbed a little on this hill / rock, and I can look out the valley below. Whew, it's pretty exciting, and it's really, really dark. Of course, you gotta look up because you never know if there's eye shine up there. It's Friday morning, and last night we pretty much cooked dinner and went to bed. So didn't hear anything during the night, but then I had some music going. That's the only way I can sleep, with these two men snoring away or whatever they do, and going to the bathroom at 5 in the morning. Anyway, so we have had our coffee. That is essential to me. First thing I've got to do. Caspian is having a great time wandering around the campsite. This is just one of my favorite places and one of the best research sites we have. So anyway, we're gonna get our breakfast, but the thing is that the eggs are a bit frozen because I put them in the freezer compartment. And on the way here, I forgot to tell my dear husband to not put the eggs in the refrigerator. I was going to hold them, but they were in the refrigerator, and so we had a bunch of cracked eggs. So that's one of our adventures already. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Have breakfast cooked, or cook breakfast, or take the dog down there a little bit. All right, well, we'll see what happens. So I'm going down for a little walk. The eggs are still frozen. This is an egg disaster between Travis and I. We really messed up. So, but I want to get out a little bit before we figure out what to do. And I had seen this last night, but here it is in the daytime. More than likely human-made. Well, yeah, duh. Look at that. Yep. I don't know what it's meant to be, a blind? I don't know. But, and of course there's sawed off edges, but very interesting. So Caspian and I are just gonna go down here. Oh, I'm not sure I noticed that there was another fire pit over here. That's interesting. Alright. Where'd he go? Keep my eyes peeled. There he is. Okay, and there's some sort of a tire track. This place is just so peaceful right now, especially since there's nobody shooting. This forest, they do allow shooting, so it's just very peaceful. Oh, and he has found a squirrel or a chipmunk. Yeah, we don't like chipmunks. One time one got in our camper and chewed through the wiring. Okay, come on. Just leave it alone. Let's go. What would he do if he caught it? Interesting. Sounds like could be a woodpecker. Oh, freak. That just totally freaked me out. That must be a stump, but man, that freaked me out. Okay. I hope that's a stump. Sort of. That is very freaky looking. Hello? I hope you're a stump. Okay. We came just in time for the colors because it seems like it's an early fall. Oh, it feels good to stretch my legs. Yeah, I was just a stump. It's funny. Oh, it's so pretty. Ooh, sunshine. I like to get on those little rocks and look out over the valley over there. That's where we probably the children were playing that Sam heard a long time ago. Now tell me why humans are playing out in this forest at 11 o'clock at night at the end of September on a full moon with it's cloudy and cold. Well, it's not easy to climb. Oh, it sure is pretty. Chipmunk is going after it. Alright, I'm gonna go back. I'm sure Sam will disapprove of me being out by myself. This way, buddy. Caspian. Where did he go? I heard a thud. Oh, he has abandoned me. Look at that. He's going back to the camp. Oh, he's still chasing that chipmunk. That's what he's doing. Ooh. There's something in that tree. He's still after that chipmunk. I am getting hungry. That's a little interesting. He's abandoned me for a chipmunk. Where'd that little rascallion go? Oof. Caspian! Travis has said that for years. There he is. Starting with my first dog as an adult, Pepper. I think he'd be too scared for these adventures. I don't know. Phew. I just wanted to walk in these woods. It's very, I don't know, almost Lothlorien-like. This is where I find peace for my soul, especially in troubling times. All right. Whew. And now to the road and made a circle. All right, I am ready to figure out breakfast. So we've had a lot of rest. We've had lunch. I cleaned up, did a lot of dishes, read, had my quiet time. And now all of a sudden Sam is having stomach troubles. So I decided just to walk around this side, the other side of where we're from. We're back there so that Caspian can have a little fun. I'm not going to go far, and I've got the other walkie-talkie. But I gotta move. I can't sit around all day. Maybe we'll go out for a hike later. Hopefully Sam's stomach will clear up. He's just extremely sensitive. Okay, so we'll just walk around, see what happens. I find that a little interesting. I'm going to go down and check to see if those are just fallen over or if they have been placed there. But it's intriguing, so we will see. I do think it's deadfall unless it were pushed over. I suppose that's a possibility. But these seem to be rooted in there. And then there's this other one over here. There's definitely something that moved through here, probably a deer. But I believe it's rooted through. But I wouldn't be able to pull it up to know. All right. So Sam is feeling a little better. So we are wandering west. A few months back, we were way over that way and had a barbecue. And I had a friend of mine, Facebook friend, tell me that they had a sighting over there. So I do have a verified witness that there is at least one Bigfoot here. And I know that there are more. Now there is a tree snap. And this little area right here reminds me of what's down in the valley over there. A lot of bow trees. And this aspen, and I'm looking at my feet and I see either deer spoor or elk spoor. I'm not sure which. But this over here intrigues me. Definitely deer or elk through here. Well, if that was put here before this tree fell over, then that had to definitely, I think it was placed or fell from that. I don't know. It's very interesting. These are some deep woods. Now that is a perfectly bowed tree, and somewhere around here I saw some tree snaps. I believe they're over here. Yep, 1 and 2, actually 3 of them. Okay, we're gonna go look up this ridge, I guess, and then start heading back to camp. I wonder if they come down this valley, because I'm seeing even more tree bow, tree snaps, tree bend, and then I don't know if that's anything. That's interesting. It is kind of muddy here, but I guess we're going up this way. Well, that's interesting. This is a little road through here. It goes up that way. Had no idea. Down that way, it's another valley and a creek. I know that. Huh. That is really interesting. Here's another valley, quite beautiful with aspen trees. And we think that way is the road. And this looks like another camping site. Yeah, there's a fire ring right there. Very interesting. It's all hidden back here. All right, well, we're gonna go see if we can find the road. If the woods beside our campsite remind me of Elven Woods or Lothlorien, this reminds me of Ithilien. Very beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. And Caspian has found a mud puddle. That is his favorite thing. So I had a little rest, and while Sam's napping, Travis and I walked down here. It's really beautiful. Oh, I just love the fall. I think that might be the valley where there's a bunch of bowed trees that we think those children Bigfoot were playing, and that hill below that big log might be where we found the footprints. But I do not feel like going down there. So we are going to make our way back to the campsite and think about dinner. I think this valley runs all the way up to where Sam and I were earlier today.
Think so? Okay.
Yes, I do think so. There were some interesting things over there, and I see a tree that is bent over. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna head back that way and start dinner. We managed to do a campfire after we had dinner, made the beds. Sam and I might go on a short little walk, but I don't think anything big. There's some people down the road that are firing guns, or were firing guns and talking very loudly. So we've been kind of laughing about, wouldn't it be funny if a Bigfoot scared them. Oh well. Well, we will see what happens the rest of the night. Hello, hello. It is Saturday morning, and whoa, I'm camping. What can you say? So I slept okay. We played bed roulette last night and changed every single spot except for mine. But hopefully we were doing okay. I have not seen Sam yet. He's still asleep, but I've been sitting out enjoying the sun and a cup of coffee. My favorite part about being in the mountains camping. I did hear a few stick breaks, but that could be chipmunks, squirrels, who knows. So I've just been thinking about Psalm 97, and that it says that the mountains melt before the Lord. He is the creator. I've just been thinking about that, and that he, just praying that, like the sun, every single cell of my body would be practically invaded by him and his Holy Spirit to give me strength to go on, to take heart that something big is going to come our way. It's kind of the point about this weekend is, as I said to a friend of mine, air and prayer. So today we're going to take a little more time to pray, because we really need to have some action happen. All right, well, I'm going to make pancakes with the little eggs that we have. Good thing we have a lot of bacon. And then I might go up to the place where we were yesterday and do a little praying there. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so after a rather difficult morning, and I won't go into the details, we are going back to on top of the valley where we think those junior Bigfoot were playing a few years ago. Caspian's very happy to finally get going. Took forever. So here we go. Here you go, Sam. You could cook the steak here. Be good bait out here.
Literally bait.
Yeah. This is where we should have a fire. Don't you think?
That would be creepy.
Wouldn't it?
That would be fun.
You want to do that? We don't even need any chairs. Just some stones.
And you and me could have like a little tiny mini expedition.
That would be fun.
Just make a little tiny fire.
Uh-huh.
So we can put it out.
Yeah. That would be ideal.
That would be very, very creepy.
We like creepy. Look at his face. Give me that face again. He likes creepy. Okay, I see one break over there and one break over there. And I think there's one in front of me, yep. So Sam is marking that fire ring on his map. And I think they were going to come back tonight and have a little mini expedition, start a little fire, sit around the campfire. And we're joking, that's way less scary to me than that abandoned campground that we did at Hayden Creek. But 5 years ago, I would have said, no way. I don't know if we came across that or not, but isn't that interesting? Human built? What's your assessment, architect?
I'm gonna say probably human made.
Interesting. Here, and there is the opening. Well. Okay, here's something very interesting. It almost looks like a little footprint, and it's about 7 inches long. So, very interesting. Okay, if you're really quiet, you can hear that sound of the aspen leaves rustling in the wind. And there is a tree break. What I refer to as the playground. The guys are going that way. I think I'm gonna go this way. Seems a little less steep to me. And it'll put me right in the middle of this. But look, there's a tree break. Now one thing by itself isn't, you know, very interesting, but when you get a bunch of stuff, like a few things together, like the tree breaks, the tree twists, bowed trees, structures, it just, you know, invokes curiosity. I'm not saying 100% I know that Bigfoot was